Always goes by wins, but Shoe's still on top there. Junko Noobplaine number 2, Smiley Face number 3, Noobplaine number 4.
Noobplaine number 4. Noobplaine number 4. Noobplaine number 4.
At the dawn of Live League, there was a man who stood above all others, unrivaled in his strength, crushing opponents with no concern. A brave warrior had risen the ranks to challenge the Titan. Determined to challenge his title of top live player. He tried many times, but every time the Titan was too powerful. The brave warrior began to train, gaining much strength and taxing many along the way. He reached the #1 spot in the live ladder. This pleased the brave warrior, but in his heart, he knew that was one challenge left. The Titan Shoelv3 had disappeared from the Live League for some time. The warrior was unable to challenge him once again. However, the Shoe had returned. Can Noobplaine defeat the level 3 Shoe, or will history repeat itself? Find out now.
Welcome everybody back to the channel. Semi-original guy, aka Mr. Cannon from Advanced Wars by Web, bringing you a very special live league game of the day. Today, we are on episode 100, triple digits of the live league series. I cannot believe that this series has been going on for so long. I am super thrilled that we have made it this far. And I have a special one here for you folks. But before I do, I just want to say thank you so much for all the support and everybody that has tuned in to Live League Game of the Day over the course of this last few months. It has been very difficult to actually keep up with the schedule of trying to get out a Live League game every single day, or at least as often as I possibly could. But I'm happy that people are enjoying it, and I will definitely continue doing it for another season. Now, we're going to be doing another season. It's going to be another 100 episodes, and it's going to be bangers all the way, folks. So hopefully you all enjoy. But today is one that is very, very special. We have Shoelv3 and Noobplaine fighting today. Now, a long time ago, as you guys can see by the intro, Shoe was on top of the Live League series for a long time, had the #1 spot for overall wins. Now, that isn't necessarily the #1 spot for overall elo in all 3 of the divisions, but it's the #1 spot for wins. And that is what really matters, folks. That's what people want to see, is the #1 for wins. Currently, Noobplaine holds the #1 spot for overall wins, but one person he has not been able to defeat is Shoelv3. Now, we have a match here between the two, and we are going to see who comes out on top in this ultimate rematch of Advanced Wars by Web. Now, we are playing on Flushed Away today. This is a standard matchup with double base, airport, port, and comm tower support today. So it's a little bit of a base light matchup with airports. But it is an interesting map, folks. There's lots of shoals on this map. And in addition to the shoals, you know, you have an airport, but you need to have a black boat or a lander in order to acquire that airport. Now, in order to grab the airport, you have to use the black boat that is pre-deployed here, send it all the way down here, and acquire those properties. Now, that does take a little bit of time. You could purchase your own black boat in order to do that, possibly a little bit quicker, and use the black boat that's available to you to sort of jumpstart your way to getting some properties. You never know what these players are going to do, folks. You never know indeed in Live League. So our COs today are Sasha, Sasha, as a day-to-day ability, will get plus 100 gold per property owned. Her Market Crash ability will negate the enemy's co-power by how much funds she has, and the War Bonds ability will give her half of the battle damage dealt that turn, plus the counter-attack damage on the opponent's turn. So very interesting super co-power, not normally used in pretty much any format, but in high funds maybe it can have some potential for sure. But War Bonds or Market Crash is just too good of a power to not use, folks. But in a mirror, it's kind of debatable for whether or not, you know, for if the co-powers are even going to be utilized to their fullest ability, folks. So we shall find out for sure. But without further ado, we are going to go into this one and we are going to see what went down in the live league today, folks. All right, folks. So you all know the deal by now. Standard infantry builds. It is the #1 priority in Advances by Web. #2 priority in Advances by Web is do not forget about your black boat and send that guy over to acquire that airport and or comm tower, or both. You want to be getting both, folks. Now, you don't necessarily need to get it right away, but eventually you do need to get it. So we can see Shu is actually going to be using his black boat right here to get a couple boosties with a few of his units here, folks. And we can see Noobplaine is going to be doing the same, get a boosty. Now we could actually use this right here, boost it all the way over here, drop an infantry off here, and then we can immediately get this property, or we can send an infantry over here and then grab this far property or grab this property. Now, I think grabbing the far property could be a pretty good idea. Grabbing this middle property is okay too, but you're 2 days reinforcement from grabbing that property, so probably would say that going for the faraway property is pretty good. Shu is not going that route just yet. He's actually taken the black boat over here, dropping it off right here to grab this property. Now, this is going to be pretty good if Noobplaine's idea is to actually go over here and grab this property, because by the time he finishes capturing this property, he might be able to get an interrupt over here, which could severely slow down Noobplaine's ability to get captures. So we'll find out here pretty soon, folks. We have a few captures now. Shu has 8,300 funds in the bank, so we are going to be seeing most likely some kind of a tank build this turn. Without a doubt, boom, we got the early tank over here on day 4. Sasha able to do those kind of things, folks, because of the extra funds. Now, looks like Noobplaine has also followed up with the tank and is going to be acquiring the comm tower first. Now, comm tower first is a pretty good plan overall, because we're going to have that extra firepower, which is going to help our engagements, but more than anything, it's actually the first available property that we can drop off to, so we might as well capture it first, folks. I don't see anything wrong with going that route. Plus, we got another infantry, and now it is Shu level 3's turn. Now, when I envision a Shu level 3, I imagine like some steel toes with some spikes or some sort of crazy add-ons to it, folks. Definitely a powerful Shu indeed. I don't know what a Shu level 4 would be, but if anybody has any ideas what a level 4 Shu would be, please let me know in the comments, because I am very, very interested to hear what a level 4 Shu would be. Maybe definitely got some bonuses on that guy for sure, folks, like a Shu level 4, like steel toe, spikes, it's on fire, but it doesn't hurt you, kicking fireballs, like, I don't know, folks. Alright, we got a recon build over here from Shu level 3 as well. Noobplaine got 8 grand in the bank. Most likely we'll probably just be going tank this turn. I don't see any real reason to buy a recon. Definitely get the tanks on the field. Now, Shu level 3, once again, 8,500 in the bank. Going to be acquiring another tank this turn without a doubt. Has not actually sent any of his units over to that corner island yet, which is kind of curious, but not necessarily bad, like, overall. So Noobplaine is going to be able to have access to air units a lot quicker, though, because he's going to be able to get that property like this. Next turn he'll be able to drop off an infantry, then in 2 days, 3 days, he's going to be able to start pumping out those air units, which is going to be very, very effective, folks, especially as Sasha, because you're going to, on base light, you're going to have 1 extra unit. That is going to put Noobplaine in a very good position unit count wise. He's going to be able to pump out more units than Shu level 3. So at this point, it looks like Shu is really relying on getting a lot of the captures first and then denying captures. So he's going for the income game here, folks. He's going to try to win the income game. And honestly, if you can win the income game, that might actually win you the game overall. But we shall see once again, folks, as Noobplaine busts out another tank. We have the triple tank chain going down here, folks. Now, we do have to divert one of the tanks in order to ward off this recon or bust out something pretty soon. Because once this recon reaches the left-hand side of the map, it's going to stop these infantry in their tracks here. Like, they are not going to be able to continue on. Like, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, so we would be able to go full movement, get right here. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so if this infantry goes into attack, if it attacks from here, we have a spot where we can attack from. Although 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, if it attacks, actually, if it just attacks, then we can attack with the recon. All right, so interrupting this infantry, while it would negate some of the income that Shoelv3 is going to have, it would result in the loss of an infantry, and that recon would be dangerously close to the other infantry, folks. So things are going to get pretty dicey for pretty soon. All right, so we have an engagement, 6-7 engagement on the city. Now, once again, Noobplaine has the calm tower. He's got the firepower advantage right now. He's got 110% firepower on all of his units. And he is now acquiring the airport. Yeah, we got to get that airport, folks. Number 3 priority in Advanced by Web is acquiring an airport. Now, we know that we love Andy around these parts. Andy, he doesn't quite know what an airport is. But I can tell you one thing, that Noobplaine sure does know what an airport is, folks. He is not Andy, he is Noobplaine, aka the Floppa. Double tank build over here from Shoelv3, super strong, and we have an engagement down south. Now we have one engagement here, one engagement here. This is kind of a little bit of a questionable engagement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because we should be able to get a clear on this tank and then attack this tank here. That's going to put Shoelv3 down 2 tanks, and Floppa is going to have 2 tanks right here, plus this tank can run away and get some heals. Like, this is kind of it's a sticky situation, folks. And we got that KO, and we get an additional attack here, continuing the capture as we move the black boat to safety, refueling that unit and bringing in a tank to the eastern, or to the western side of the map, folks. This is a very strong tank. No other tanks in the vicinity for Shoelv3. Plus, with the loss of 2 tanks, oh my god, that is quite the dangerous situation here. But Shoelv3, once again, bringing in 2 infantry down south to attempt to flip the properties. Looks like he is going to be guaranteed to get one of the properties. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, he is not going to get either of these properties, folks. This tank is going to be easily moving right here, clearing this tank if it does not move. Now, there is a saving grace here where you could bring this tank over here, and then you are guaranteed to get this property. But once again, it will result in the loss of a tank, folks. Alright, so we're not going to be doing that. I can 110% sense that we are going to get a interrupt right here with our tank. And then an attack with this tank and infantry combination over here. Yep, this is going to happen, folks. And we have interrupted that property, getting a join cap going instead of actually going for the secondary attack. So we interrupt it down to 9, go for the market crash. So Shu cannot use that market crash. He's not going to be able to use the co-power, folks, at this moment. Noobplaine has 120% firepower and 110% defense, which is a huge buff. And we clear another tank, and we are in range of a tank, but we have a 9 HP tank right here. However, Shu would easily be able to send 3 tanks down here in order to defend this little section over here. We could go with interrupt, but interrupting is kind of a bad move, I think, at this point. I think what we want to do is we just want to take this tank, slam right into this tank, take the 2 HP tank, if anything, to do an interrupt right here. I think that could possibly be okay. Shoelv3 might join cap over here, but unless we get a double attack on this guy and get a full KO, this capture is definitely going through. This capture could potentially go through. It would take another like 2 hits in order to stop that one. So it might go through, it might not go through, I'm not sure. But at the same time, Noobplaine has 2 tanks over on the western front. It is going to require at least at minimum 2 tanks to send over there to sort of ward off that little push over here. I think artillery is definitely going to be going over here. Artillery is pretty strong in this map too. If you can get one like right here or around this area where there's a lot of choke points, it's a pretty strong unit to have just in the area. But I feel like Noobplaine is definitely going to be going battlecopter this turn. I can sort of feel, I can sense a battlecopter by here. Yeah, we got the battlecopter on the field, folks. That is going to force Shu to buy an anti-air because he has not gone for the airport yet. But he is getting the comm tower, so that is going to be happening here pretty soon. Take the engagement 7-5, not too bad of a trade. Could have been a little better, could have been a little worse. That's perfectly fine. Alright, going for the property in the center. And foregoing the captures, actually. We're just going to block off the tank. Now, this is not too bad of a move, too. So we isolate this tank, so it's not able to attack this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. So this tank is perfectly safe at the moment. All that can happen with this tank is we take a 5 to 7 trade right here, which would not really be all that much. So we don't really have to worry about that too much. Shu, by bringing these 2 tanks down and this tank getting some heals in this turn this into a fairly strong position over here. Now, unfortunately, had to sacrifice a few infantry hits over here in order to do so. But overall, strong position now, so I'm liking it. And sort of crash the units over here as well, folks. So we attacked an infantry. I think we did an attack over here, and we're just walling off. So we don't want this to be pushing anymore. Yeah, we got to keep those guys there. Just keep them there. Just keep them away. Black Boat gets a heal. Ooh, now we have a situation here, folks. Infantry has moved in range of the HQ. Now, it is an 8 HP infantry, but that is still a threat on the HQ, folks. And that's actually... I could see a tank hit definitely happening here for sure. Good use of the Black Belt last turn as well to get the heal on this infantry. I do like Black Boat heals, folks. Black Boat heals are one of my favorite things in Advanced Wars by Web. Probably number 4 priority in Advanced Wars by Web is making sure you utilize those Black Boat heals, folks. They are there for a reason. It only costs 10% of whatever you're healing to get 1 HP. So you might as well do it, folks. Alright, captured the comm tower, acquiring the airport in 2 turns here. Shu taking an engagement against this tank. Let's take a look at that again. That was a 7 to 5 engagement here, all the way down to 1. Ooh, this actually opens up this tank to be attacked now, which is very, very interesting. Pops the market crash, so now we have the defense and offensive bonus from that. Oh, and we hit this tank right here. Hit that infantry. Follow up with this guy right here. Oh my god, and just like that, folks, things are looking grim down there. Now, Shoelv3 has only 13 units on the field, but he has a very, very good position down south at the moment. Doesn't have any infantry to cap, but might be able to win the tank war overall. But unit count is very, very important, folks, in Advanced Wars by Web. Let's see what Noobplaine manages to do here. We have ourselves a massive, super situation now, as the HQ is under even more threat because there are now no units in the vicinity. We have a tank over here that we could bring over, but Noobplaine could start a capture and then block with his tank. We're going to be seeing that kind of a play, folks. I have no idea, but we shall see. Battlecopter down south right now, super, super strong. This tank push down here is over, folks. They have got to run away. If they do not run away, they are all doomed. So Shu very, very smartly pulls them all back, busts out the classiest unit in Advanced Wars by Web, the classy medium tank. got it on the field, folks. What an absolute legend of a unit. Now, Noobplaine flips a city, so he's hitting at 15 cities to 12 for shoe level 3. Now, because of the additional income, that does actually even out to 16,500 and 13,200. So, not too shabby there. Takes a double engagement, clearing a tank from Shoe, joins the tanks together. You can't join cap a tank as much as you would like to, folks, but the thought is there. Busting out another battlecopter, folks. We are going full battlecopter assault mode over here. And once again, that HQ is still in dangerous position, but Noobplaine has not gone for the capture on the HQ. It's not really worth it at the moment. We could lure in Shoe's units over here and then go in for the attack, hopefully clearing them. But if this classy medium tank makes its way over to this HQ, we are going to be in a little bit of a situation, because that guy can just sit on that HQ or just destroy all our units. Alright, so we have a interrupt here. So pretty good interrupt, pretty smart interrupt. I would definitely say that's a good move. We have to go and interrupt that. There's very little counterattack damage so we can take here. We would get attacked by 2 tanks, without a doubt. But if this tank moves up and takes that engagement, boom, classy medium tank takes that out. If this tank goes up here, then we have an artillery and tank combination to take that guy out. So I would not actually really worry about any sort of attack that happens up there, because we have a good friend, classy medium tank, along the way, folks. He is going to protect us without a doubt. Alright, we got the market crash, folks. Boom, there goes the co-powers. But he's going for the attack anyways, so that is perfectly fine. Brings the 8 HP infantry up, or 8 HP tank up, to get a little bit more heal. So this guy's going to be a full 10 HP tank next turn. That is going to be a doozy. Bust out another battlecopter. This is exactly what you have to do when you have an early battlecopter over your opponent, folks. You bust out battlecopters every single flippin' day. If you already got the tanks on the field, you don't have to worry about an anti-air because you just have so many battlecopters. And on this map in particular, battlecopters are super flippin' strong. Super flippin' strong. Now, look at all these sea tiles right here. Those cut off the movement of land units by quite a bit. So battlecopters are just able to fly around and not even worry about anything, folks. Alright, so Shoe did go in for that attack, manages to take out 2 tanks and get the interrupt, so that is nice. Going in for a double strike down here on this tank, does not get the clear, folks. Unlucky right there, folks. That is going to result in this tank possibly crashing into this tank here, or it might not, you never know. But Noobplaine once again going for a flip right here. This flip is going to be successful unless interrupted here, which it is not. So just like that, folks, Noobplaine gets another property. But Shoe does now have 13, but it goes down to even less, folks. It goes down to less, goes back down to 12. Noobplaine now has 17 properties. At this point, folks, it is super difficult to fight against an army when they have a 5,000 fund deficit on you, folks. It is very, very difficult because they are just able to get buys that you are not able to get, folks. Now, with this much funds, Noobplaine can buy battlecopter, tank, infantry every single turn. And if he does battlecopter, tank, infantry every single turn, I can almost guarantee you that there is almost nothing that you can do to fight against that, folks. I mean, you can buy your tank, you can buy your anti-air, but over time, you're just gonna get smothered by income, folks. That is what could definitely happen. But Shoe, level 3, showing why he used to be the #1 player when it comes to wins in the live league. He is fighting fiercely here, folks. He was behind by how many units? 10? And right now, the unit count is more or less even, folks. He has evened it out on day 15. Infantry getting a super lucky roll on that tank on the HQ. Wow. What a roll, folks. What a roll. We be rolling up in here. That's wild. That's a wild roll. Wow. Absolutely crazy. Alright, so Noobplaine busts out the classiest unit in Advanced by Web. The classy medium tank is on the field and ready to go. This guy is going to be going straight up north, most likely, and going to be dealing with this medium tank up here. Now, it might not actually be really worth it to send the medium tank up north, because this guy, you know, he's going to be harassing this area, but there's no units left in this area for him to harass. The medium tank is going to have to come down south in order to be effective. So what you can do, especially when you have such a unit count advantage over here, is just set up a defense and let the medium tank come to you, folks. But at that point, Shoelv3 resigns, because when you bust out the classiest unit in Advanced Wars by Web, people cannot handle it, folks. They cannot handle the class and they have to resign. So, oh my god. Now, I remember when Noobplaine sent me this game, I was thinking to myself, oh, this is just like another like replay, you know, it's gonna be a good one. But I think the story behind this game is far more important than the actual game itself. Noobplaine fought Shoelv3 probably at least 5 times in the live league and was unable to ever take a win off of him. And then he sends me this game, super excited, finally taking that win on Shoelv3. And I just thought it was a really good moment, folks. It just shows the grit and determination of this player. He's grinded out the live league super hard and has acquired the #1 position when it comes to overall wins, and not just by some small margin. I'm talking about like 50-60 wins above anybody else. Yeah, it's just such a great thing, folks, and I think Noobplaine definitely deserves a lot of praise for the dedication he has put into the live league and all the people that he has taxed along the way. So I thank you all for watching this fantastic replay and the 100th episode of Live League Game of the Day. We are going to be resuming Season 2 very shortly after the holiday season here. And the question is after Season 2, are we going to have a brand new #1 player when it comes to overall wins? Or is Noobplaine just going to remain the #1 player? I don't know, folks, but I offer you all the challenge to attempt to dethrone Noobplaine. In the meantime, I have prepared a small tribute and a thank you to everybody that has been part of the series this season. So until next time, folks, take care of yourselves, and bye-bye for now.
Oh, Noobplaine rose with cunning might, a taxing flopper, sharp and bright. In wars by web, he claimed the crown and brought his rivals crashing down. Noobplaine's rule, a tale to tell. He played the game and played it well. With every turn, the tides would shift, and Flopper's rise became the gift. With every coin, he paved his way and climbed to #1 in lively play. A legend now, his name will stand, the taxing flopper of the land. Noobplaine's rule, a tale to tell. He played the game and played it well. With every turn, the tides would shift, and Flopper's rise became the gift. With every coin, he paved his way and climbed to number one in lively play. A legend now, his name will stand, the taxing flopper of the land. A tale to tell, he played the game and played it well. With every turn, the tides would shift, and floppers' rise became the gift.
Can anyone dethrone Floppa? Will Semi stop throwing games? Who will have a song made for them next? Find out in Season 2.